Washington argument. I've said that this is the defining issue of our time, and the point is, this is not some abstract political debate. So it may not, it ends up not being as arbitrary as I think it might seem in the abstract.
Sometimes these debates get so abstract, and I have to remind people, I get a story about, a woman who contracts cancer, and suddenly not only is she worrying about her cancer, but she's also worrying about the $100,000 worth of unpaid medical bills that she's having to deal with and her family can't afford.
We are making this America's national mission, improving our schools, not in unrealistic ways, not in abstract ways, not in pie-in-the-sky ways, in concrete ways. We are putting our resources behind the kinds of reforms that are going to make a difference in the coming days, both Democrats and Republicans, that these are not abstract fights for the families that are impacted. 2 million people will lose their unemployment. So much of the argument out there all the time is, up in 40,000 feet. These abstract arguments about, who's conservative or who's liberal. We asked folks to tell what it was like, what it would be like if they lost $40 out of every one of their paychecks. Because we wanted to make sure that people understood this is not just an abstract argument. This is concrete. I think it's important, because I watched some of the commentary last week, to remind people that this is not an abstract argument. Exercise. I get letters every day. This is not some abstract idea for us. That's why freedom is not an abstract idea. Freedom is the very thing that makes human progress possible, not just at the ballot box, but in our daily lives. When we talk about that in the abstract, it's easy sometimes for the discussion to take on a feeling of us versus them. And when that happens, a lot of folks forget that most of us used to be them. We forget that. And I know that sometimes all this squabbling in Washington seems very abstract. And in the abstract, people like the idea, there must be some spending we can cut. There must be some waste out there. This is not an abstract debate. For the men and women who gathered 50 years ago, we're not there in search of some abstract idea. And part of what I'd like to think makes us Democrats is not simply some abstract ideological set of beliefs, but the fact that we're reminded every single day that we're here to help a whole bunch of folks out there, our neighbors, our friends, our communities, who are struggling still and need our help. And we were reminded that the Holocaust was not a matter of distant history or abstract horror. So this is not an abstract mission for them.